Welcome to a celebration that Toyota is coming back to Forza Horizon 4. Probably not Forza Motorsport 7. That wouldn't make sense. And also, this is probably one of the greatest Toyotas in that has been in Forza previously. This car is probably coming back, but not this version of the car. This is the Horizon Edition Supra in Horizon 3. This thing, as you see, of course, it has 2D CVT-i because it's in 98. But also, you can see it has rally tires because stock, this thing has race tires. Sadly. So, for my favorite thing, it kinda sucks with those tires. Also, I don't like tire lettering. But it's like, you put rally compound on, and yeah, you see that? Essentially, just like 1200 horsepower. I think this thing has twin turbos. Yes, it has twin turbos. I could do single turbo, and then do. It gives it like it's the same horsepower and same torque, just essentially more lag. So therefore, I like never actually end up with the single turbo. Also, I paid way too much money for this car. Like 2 years ago, probably. It's yeah, like or at least like 1.5. I have no idea. I can't keep track of time. This thing, of course, is 3.4 stroker. It has everything possible on it. Abandoned setup because I don't want to change it. Yeah, it has everything on it. But the main thing that makes this thing great, this is before drift suspension got introduced in Forza Motorsport 7, is that is a ridiculous amount of angle in a game that kind of doesn't have steering angle. Like, most cars have, like, this, but this thing has, like, double that. Also, it has like 46 pounds of boost, which is why it makes 1200 horsepower. So it's just a drift monster. Even though this game you probably need 2500 horsepower to drift most roads because they're just too fast. Oh look, a drift zone. I had no idea this was here. Also, cars don't ghost. That didn't become a thing until Horizon 4. So getting the perfect run was like not a thing. Guess what? New personal best.
3 stars. Very nice. But there are more stunts out there waiting, boss. Chop chop.
Well, this game just had so much. It had wide body kits, which like previously like only was a thing in Need for Speed 2015 and Need for Speed in general. And that's the E92. Sorry. Also, just like holding angle on this thing is so easy. You have to get used to it though, because it drives differently from like every car, because it has so much angle. But unlike newer games, you still have the same steering speed and the accurate setup. So like at max angle, you will actually like get a fairly decent amount of like tire scrubbing. So like one tire is like gripping at its like full, and then one tire like slips because like it doesn't point in the same direction as the other. It's just so easy to drive. I feel like every car, all I say lately is like, oh, this car is super easy to drive. But it kind of is. Also, this is like where I always drifted in this game. I never recorded Forza Horizon 3. But at least I didn't do much. I don't think I did any. Also, yeah, that's a Porsche. I think such a monster. Whoa, I forgot how like hard that corner actually was to actually do. I can't do it at all. Just calm down. Understeer. This was like my favorite spot to just drive.
You've arrived at your destination.
I at one point was like in the top 1% of this on this like track. Now I don't. I'm not. Because like the freaking Shelby Cobra was like stupid if you put all-wheel drive on it, and yeah. Is it only 124? Oh. That's global. Holy crap. 207,000 points. Holy scheisse. That's ridiculous. Toyota Terrano. Haha! I can drive that car later. Yeah, like, this game has a lot of memories. Because I played Horizon 2. I bought essentially Horizon 2 the summer before this game came out. And I got like kind of used to the physics, and then this game was like so much, it just felt so much nicer. And then they introduced like the Horizon Edition drift percentage, whatever it is. It's a drift skill boost, and most of the drift skill boost cars actually had like a fair bit more steering angle than the normal cars. Also, you could just do that, just flip the car 90 degrees, and it doesn't even care. It's just so fun. You do have to like have max horsepower because the tires are really wide. But if you overcook it, you're fucked. Screwed. Viper incoming. Hey, I have one of those. Like, I legit have like 4 or 5 freaking cars. What are they called? E46s. I have 2 because that's stock. This is like one of my favorite cars to drive. It's like, it has essentially a fully built engine. It has twin turbos, and it's just a blast to drive. This thing I think has a fully built NA engine. Also, then there's this, which has a turbo S54. It makes like 900 horsepower. This thing, and this thing, and this thing, and this thing all have the same tune. It's just different paints, which I like. I want to be Michael S. I want to be Kristaps Blues. I want to be Helbrun. Yeah, I just like. Also, this is like a fairly stock engine car. It's built, but it doesn't have a turbo. This has a E36 engine. That has a V8. Yeah. This thing is fun. I think it has a built turbo, built stock engine with a turbo. These things are blast. I have built so many cars that I just love to drive. Also, this thing is sick. I remember when it came out, I was like, I love this thing. This thing also is one of those cars that have crazy angle. Sadly, it has like 345s in the back, so it's like impossible to spin unless you put a freaking Lambo V12 in it, which is why it has 1500 horsepower. But then it's like kind of boring to drive. This thing is sick. Yeah, I just like what I did in this game was essentially what I've done in like every game. Just build cars and love it. Also, I miss so many of the like Australian cars that I feel like we don't have it. I don't feel like we have the Valiant Charger anymore, which is like a Hemi straight 6 that was like only sold in the Australia. This thing is like track monster. It handles so well. That I think this thing has angle. Oh, this is like one of the cars you use to like make tons of money. That's my just classic Charger. Oh, this brings back so many memories for me. LaFerrari with boosted aero. We didn't have the Evo in this game, but this thing was still freaking sick. One of the best cars, best handling cars in the game. Scud. I used to love this car when it came out. It's super light, crazy aero, and it has the racing V12 that we know from Horizon 4. But in this game, it just sounds better. 4GT was super OP. This thing, GT350R. This is like what I had the record with on that drift zone. I just like, this has like a turbo rally engine. Wish it had a cool like wide body. This thing is a drift car. Do we even have the SVT Raptor Shelby Raptor anymore? I don't think so. I know it's just like a crew cab Raptor with like a blower, but it's still sick. This thing is sick. I think we still have it. This is like kind of low horsepower, kind of low grip, just fun car. This thing with 300 horsepower spins tires like you wouldn't believe, because it weighs 1,600 pounds and has kind of tiny ass tires. Ford Capri, I want one, but I kind of want a Mark 1 Escort more. I love this thing. This thing is so sick. It does have the RTRX livery, which is one of my favorite. This has all-wheel drive? What the heck did I do? Also, this thing. This thing has a Voodoo. This thing has a Voodoo, like, intake exhaust cam and probably that with flywheel. And it just roasts. Like, 1,900 pounds, skinny tires, like 650 horse, plenty. GMC Cyclone. I wonder if this thing has a stock engine. It probably does. Stock V6 with just turbo and all that. Oh, the Sandman. Oh, the Monaro. Oh, there's so many cool Australian cars that just like I feel like driving. Also my S2000. This is not a drift car. I just like built it to handle, and I love it. NSX. I had a couple actually. Oh. And also, this is the wide body Rocket Bunny NSX. This thing I think has the most amount of angle out of any car. This has a rotary. I think this has a 4-rotor. And then there's this that I built with a V8. Sorry. Also, these cars, I think this car is one of the most fun cars in the game to me, because you could actually rear-wheel drive swap it instead of just like put all the power in the rear, because then it kind of still handles like a all-wheel drive car. You don't get too much angle, but in this game you weren't used to having too much angle, so it didn't really bother you. So yeah, it's just ridiculous. This thing I love, but I can't drive. It's like it has a race car steering angle, so like you're trying to do a drift build and it's just horrible. Also, these HSVs, they're sick. The Q60 concepts are cool. That's essentially an Infinity version of the. That's essentially an Infinity G37, which is essentially just 370C. Just some. Oh, actually has some weird. Oh, this thing, the Trail Cat. It's so much fun. This we didn't we have the track? We did not have the track hawk in this game, did we? I don't think so. Anyway, like, this is like the fastest car in the game, but you had to be in reverse. Oh, that was just, yeah. I love love just driving this thing around. This was one of the fastest cars because it's ridiculously light, all-wheel drive. You could put like 1,000 horsepower on it. If you put twin turbos on it, yeah. Credits boots Countach. Oh. I just like going through and see like what you did. I think this might actually have a Viper engine. 1,100 horsepower, 8.5 liter. Because I remember the stock V8 in this has like no torque. So what's this? Oh, this is the same engine. Also, SC300. Oh! It has like no power because like this doesn't have stock turbos, because this is an NA2JZ. But it like, and then it like doesn't make as much power as the Super 2JZ. Also in this game you had to pay 10 grand to get your car delivered. Who remembers that? I'm gonna do one thing, and that's turn off clutch, because this thing has paddle shifters. Oh my god. It doesn't have amazing brakes. Turn up your volume. I'm gonna shut up. Oh, this car sounded so great. I miss it. It's probably gonna sound like poop in Forza Horizon 4. Let's be honest, because the sound design in that game like is not up to par. I don't know why, like it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. Like around 4,000 RPM, 4.5, 5. It sounds so good. Oh.
To complete nearby.
No, Anna.
Like
I don't have time. I'm enjoying a car right here. Hey, Supra! Oh, I miss this thing. Like, every time I go back to this game, I just have to, like, just drive the LFA. I just have to. The GS come stock all-wheel drive. 3.5 liter V6 though. This thing I think has a V8. I think. This is not, but like this one I think it has. Lotus Esprit. This thing has like 4-rotor. It's amazing but ridiculously hard to drive. Same with this. And this thing is actually pretty sick. If you guys want me to like go back and just like drive some of these cars, because I probably will. Because I really enjoyed this game. This thing is one of my favorite. All of these two cars. This thing actually has a drift build. I just love it. Also, Solar Beam Yellow is one of the best colors ever. Hands down. I'm not much a yellow fan, but Solar Beam Yellow is so good. But it's also so expensive. It hurts my... It hurts. Oh, 198 2.5. 16. Thou. Evo 2. It does not have the stock 4-cylinder in it. This thing is sick. Like, old, just like classic... German luxury car, but it has a modern V8 in it. Oh, it's my Evos. Which is the one I actually like driving? It's probably this one. Yeah, I'm guessing it's this one because it has the most power. But it's heavier than the Evo 8. Oh, okay. Clips, and the only paint job you can ever do on an Eclipse. Now, what to my Nissans? Track build, drift build, nothing build, nothing build, and this thing is. Oh, this thing has a V8. This thing has a VQ. I think. As you can see, I was a big Chris Forsberg fan, so I know this is supposed to be a Toyota episode, but I just have to like drive this for like a second. Like yesterday, I just built a 370Z in Forza 4, Horizon 4, just for fun. I don't have clutch on, that's why it feels weird. Oh, yeah. Remember when you had no steering angle? The thing is, I last swap with the supercharger. Because you can't do nitrous. The ease of just like flicking a car in this game, I feel like it's so much higher than Horizon 4. It probably has something to do with the tune I put on cars, but oh, I love this thing. It's so much fun. It's like one of the cars I learned to drift in. It's that and something that's gonna come up soon. Not Porsche. Nissan. Yeah, this thing has a twin turbo VQ. That's fairly stock engine. That's not built at all. This thing, classic Forsberg livery. Yeah. Oh, this thing is fun, but it kind of lacks power because like the RB26 in this game doesn't have as much boost as the one in Forza Motorsport. So like, yeah, this thing has a V8 because I enjoy V8s. This was like my V8, the craze. It's ridiculous. I put V8s on every drift car because it makes them easy to drive. Oh, this is like one of the cars I actually like did. I feel like I don't remember if the R33 had much options, but I feel like 620 horsepower is like the max of that. I know this is a drift car because it's rear-wheel drive. This thing is so much fun. Has no steering angle, but it sounds ridiculous because it has like a crazy high red line on an RB. It's just the greatest. Shout out that dude in blue. It's like both of those have. I remember if you did like intake, exhaust, cam, and block, and put a supercharger on it, it made like 727 horsepower, I think. So that's why it has just that. R32. I did a thing in this game where I was like so hard into like Formula Drift, and especially like the Drifted Lines guys like Turk and Forsberg and Vaughn. So this has, I think this was Forsberg's car. It was supposed to be Forsberg's car. No, this was to be Turk. This was supposed to be Turk's 1J car, but it has an RB in it because there's no 1J. You can't put a 1J in this thing. So this thing has a 1J. If you don't know about Turk's 240 with a 1J, you need to go on the internet and search that because it's like the coolest car ever. It's a missile, but it's so awesome and sounds great. And this thing has a SR20 built, I think, or it has a KA. I don't remember. That's very simple to know. That's Adam LC's car. That has a fairly simple SR. But I think no, that's a built. That's like a fully built SR. That's like screaming at all. This thing is the car that Forsberg built. That's just a random car, I think. I had so many S chassis. Like, my thing in this game was just have a bunch of like version of the same car, like different engines and different paints and all that. This thing has an RB. It's supposed to be Fugu Z that Mr. Han made. San Kang. What was that? I think that was his name. That was his name. I don't remember. Noble, like, oh. This thing is so much fun to drive, but it's like completely stock. I've not done anything to it, I don't think. I was deep into muscle cars. That is a Hemi with a shaker. Why ruin that? This thing, I remember, I think it's a DLC car, yeah. It's just so much fun. I had a thing where I did like muscle cars and I just like went around with super soft suspension and I just like slid around every corner and it was amazing. Cause like if you made a car like have super soft suspension, it would just like body roll like heck, and it would just like slide around so easily and without effort. It was ridiculous and it's so much fun. Oh, my fully lowered Bacan turbo. I had a thing in this game where you see like a lot of these cars, a lot of Porsches had exactly 650 horsepower and 427 foot-pounds of torque. It's because like you put that engine into like most Porsches and it goes to like that without effort. That has a different engine because that has a built 3.8 that's already in this car. So that's why. This thing, I remember like, I don't like this. I want less power. So therefore I built the stock engine. I don't know if this is a fully built flat 6 or not. Or if it's the V6. I don't remember. This thing is like twin turbo, fully built. That's why it's 1400 horsepower. The Turbo S, it's a Turbo S. The GT2, there weren't the new GT2 because that didn't come until what was it? Motorsport? I think it was Motorsport. So yeah, you had the 2012 GT2 RS. It's ridiculous and it's kind of fun to drive. And then there's the legendary 997 GT3 RS 4.0, which had a stick shift. It was like kind of like the last Porsche GT car to get a stick shift before the 911R and then the new GT3. So yeah. Also, this thing, you could put a 918 engine and twin turbo it, so it could make like 1400 horsepower, and then it was ridiculously fast. I did that with this thing. It's so fast. Oh. But like one of my favorite cars to just drive in this game is these two. That's like Magnus Walker 277. That has a modern engine. That has the older engine. That's already in this car. And it's so much fun. So much fun. Also, Final Fantasy car. As like a V12 or whatever. I don't even know. It's like super huge, makes tons of power. Yeah. This thing is so much fun to drive. It actually is. It has like essentially a Viper engine, but the turbo sound is ridiculous and it's Yeah, it's amazing. I feel like it doesn't sound like the normal Wiper 1.8 turbo. So that's why. This is like street car build. That is a BRZ with the 2JZ, because every FT86 that I built in this game had a 2JZ in it, essentially. This is one of my favorite cars. It's like on some stupid Momo or whatever. They're ridiculously heavy. I wouldn't recommend putting them actually on a car because they're stupid heavy. But this is essentially like one of my dream Subarus. A Hawkeye, I wouldn't realistically go to like 600 horsepower, but like slightly built engine, closed deck block probably, so it doesn't like kill itself. And with those rally slats in the wing, needed. 22B, it's for legendary and it's amazing. This is drift skill boost. I don't know if this has angle. Remember when Tesla was in Forza? I've always hoped they would refresh this and so we could get the P100D, because it's faster. But like Tesla is no longer in Forza. Guess what? More Turk cars. Street car. This is like kind of Turk's car. Yes, you can see it's like kind of the same, but not. This has a stock engine with a turbo. Turk always used to like change his livery essentially like every round, which is why these two are like my favorite. It also had a green one. I don't know how these cars handle, so bear with me. They don't have the steering angle. But in this game, you could do like rally suspension and it would give you a bit more angle. But I think the rally suspension either was softer or it wasn't. No, it's definitely, rally suspension overall is softer, but it doesn't really matter because if you want to make your car that stiff, it's not most likely not going to handle that well anyway, so. I'm like in the worst spot ever. Let me just like go to an actually good spot to drift. I used to love just drifting in the jungle. There's one more car I want to show you guys before. It's probably going to be like a 45-minute video because I just keep talking and keep jumping into cars, but Toyota's going to be games again. It's a big deal. Also, this thing, it has like a fair bit of power. Yeah, my thumb slipped. Kristaps. See that? The Supra is easy to drive. Most cars aren't. I know I just like need like an hour or two with the car and then I get to know the limits again. And guess what? There's no random snow every 4 weeks. I like that you can go to Blizzard Mountain and get snow. I don't like the randomness in Horizon 4. There's drifts down there. I know I suck, but bear with me. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I shouldn't drive.
You've arrived at your destination.
The physics are fairly different. Let's blame it on. I was without a personal best. Going this way, I think, is not as good because you're going uphill, and usually going uphill in drift zones will just reduce your speed and therefore reduce your overall points. I'm so used to having actual angle. I'm sorry. But then you can just do that, go like 90 degrees. Did I just suck? Did I actually just suck? Probably, but there's one more car I want to show you guys. And it's this thing. This thing is one of my favorite cars to drive in this game. Hands down. It's so simple. It's so little grip. It has no power. But, well, little power. Less than 500 horsepower, okay. This thing is actually one of my favorite cars. Because it rips. It can actually drift at 100 miles an hour. And drifting in the jungle has a lot of curvy roads, so therefore like jungle is actually one of my favorite places to like straight drift. And but like most games, you can't see the, just like freaking Assetto Corsa. This car is made for small Japanese men. So if you're like 180, 170 or taller, you don't really see the tack or speedo. Shift when you hit limiter. That's what you do. But with enough weight transfer and just like clutch kicks and e-brake pulls, this thing can just rip. And it sounds amazing at limiter. Personal best. It was. Oh, it was too. I'll probably just like drive more aggressively. Oh boy. Driving at thing is just more scary, but it's also more rewarding. Because it's, you actually get punished if you crash. But I'm so disappointed. but I'm also really hyped that I know we're most likely gonna get the A86 and the GT86. 99% sure we're gonna get those. But when we're gonna get those, they're all gonna sound like shit because sound design in Horizon is not the way it should. Why does it? Oh, it's twin cam 16 valve. Yeah, it makes sense. I'm just stupid. So, that does just suck. But I think that's gonna be it. I think we've done enough. This video's probably gone on for way longer than it should have, but I'm just hyped. I can't wait for Toyota to actually come back and actually not be stupid and not being games, because it's actually great marketing, and because of games and movies, they actually have a fan base. Just need to make more cars for enthusiasts. Also, the Supra is way too expensive. Where I live, it's like it costs essentially 200. Well, it costs $20,000 more than a used M2. That's like, or actually, like a not even a used, but like a new non-competition M2. The competition M2 is like 700-800. A new Supra is 900,000. The average guy only makes around 300-400 a year, so it sucks. But well, what can you do? Hopefully, the Mark IV 5 is gonna be in Horizon eventually, but I don't think it's gonna be there when Toyota comes, because it's I think that would be weird. But anyway, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Also hit the notification bell to be notified whenever I upload, and leave a comment if you want me to like revisit this game and actually like try more of the cars, because I kind of enjoy this game a lot. So see you guys next time. Goodbye.